Good evening, my name is Mark Rowley, and today we're going to be looking at how to get a unique list from a column of data. Now, the most obvious way is a pivot table. So as you can see here in column F, we have got multiple sets of data. So you can see we've got finance several times, sales department, HR, but maybe we just want one list. So let's do a quick pivot table to show you how that's done. So insert pivot table. We want to run it from F3 to F19. Just change that. And where do we want to put it? Existing worksheet, and then let's just put it, move that out of the way, we'll put it into column O. Click OK and bring in the group, and hey presto, so it basically goes off. It says, well, I can see admin, finance, HR, machine shop, R&D, sales, and a blank, which is this cell here. So it's basically done. It's given us a unique list, which is brilliant. It's done what we want. However, what's the negatives with the pivot table? The negatives is it will need to be refreshed from time to time if these update. Okay, it's not ideal. If I want to bring in other data, I can do with a pivot. Pivots are extremely strong, and I use them a lot. But for the exercise we want, can it be done a different way? Well, the answer to that is yes, it can. You can get a unique list by doing a formula, and that's what I want to cover today. So if we go to the formula tab, again, column F is the list of data, and we're going to use what's called an index match countif formula. I've put a couple of criteria here to help us through it. So the header is called group, and then we've got a list of the data. These are not formulas or anything like that, it's just text. And we've kept the blank as we did in the previous sheet. So the first part is we want to create a unique list. So we're going to do that in column C. I've decided to start the list in cell C3, and I've put there a little note: it must match the header of the data you are pulling. In this case it is whatever is in F3, so it must in this instance say group. Okay, the formula we use is basically this. It's nested with if error, and I'll come back to that and explain why. So basically, what is the index? The index is the range. We're looking between cells F4 and F19 for the data, which are these. Okay. We're then basically saying do a index count if, and it's basically saying start the count from C3, and that's identifying the group header over here, the column header over there. It's then saying the range, I want you to go and evaluate these cells F4 to F19, okay, which is the same as the index over here. Okay, the if error, I'll come back to that. If you do not wrap if error, nest it, it will return non-applicables for every cell that you drag it down. Okay, so I've nested it with that. The 0, you can't see a 0 in there. The 0 is simply the blank cell. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how it automatically updates first of all. So let's first of all put something in the blank cell. Let's put in there assembly, and as you can see, the blank cell updates. I'm going to change the word admin, and I'm going to make up technical. Okay, let's do another one. Let's change a finance one, and we'll call that stores. And you can see the list is just updating all the time. It's one unique list. These cells, just for your reference, I've dragged the formula down to F19. What happens if I take the if error out? Let's show you what happens. So let's do that from the top. So that it just makes your data a lot more presentable. So if I then drag that down to the F19, and you can see it's retaining non-applicables. And again, like I said, it's so much tidier if we just wrap it with if error, close bracket, down, and then drag that down. But you can see just by using, there we go. What are the negatives of using this data, this formula method, sorry. The negatives are is if you've got a column and it's looking at a hell of a lot more data than what I've currently got. So say you're looking at maybe over 1,000 rows, it's going to be very, very slow to calculate, because it's going to look to see if that occurrence has happened in the list already. Has it happened? No, it hasn't. Has it happened? Yes, it has. Okay, don't include that. It's going to do that over 1,000 times in that instance, and it will be slow. If you're only looking at a handful of data, maybe of rows of up to 100, it's ideal. It's not that slow. It's okay. It's workable. So what I will quickly do is I'm just gonna leave this on the screen actually, and just get rid of the equals just so that you can see the formula, and that's basically it. Okay, thank you very much for watching.